I don't know, I think it's been like a week, I think, since we met, right?
Yeah,
At the
yeah,
open
yeah.
mic.
Last Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah,
And
so less than a week technically.
you've been hitting the scene, doing open mics pretty much every day.
Yeah, yeah. This week, I think the only week or only day I took off was Wednesday. So like,
Okay.
I had a pretty brutal work week. So Wednesday was my recovery day. But
And
uh,
you were in the schools, like teaching something like that.
yeah, I work with like it's technically education technology, ed tech, but it's like school safety. And whenever I say that, people think like metal detectors and
Right.
cameras.
Yeah.
It's like everything that's not related to that.
Okay.
So like ID cards, and they use those ID cards to make sure they're going to the right schools because there's like 1,800 schools here in New York.
Yeah.
Um, so then it tracks attendance and stuff like that, and just make sure the kids are where they're supposed to be.
So you help make those, or you like oversee it, or
Yeah, I oversee it. I do a little bit of sales, a little bit of like customer support after the sale. But I'm the regional director. It sounds fancy, but it always
yeah.
feels like imposter syndrome. But yeah, I'm the regional director, so I just kind of oversee the New York City region with the help of a really good team, obviously. But
Okay.
I'm like the director, I guess.
Got it. So you do some sales, like
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm actually trying to land some sales right now because it's back to school, and so as schools are preparing for back to school, they're like, "What do we need?" And so if they don't have like an ID card system, they'll we're very widely known in the city. They know who we are, so they'll reach out to us. You know, that part's pretty easy. If they reach out to me, it's pretty easy to get the
okay.
sale, like a warm lead, I guess technically.
Okay. Because I was gonna ask, like, I would imagine like sales is generally is talking to people, like
Yeah,
understanding how they are.
for sure.
I would imagine there's some overlap with comedy, like not really, but like I was gonna ask, like, would you say that being funny like helps in that?
Oh yeah, yeah,
If you can get someone comfortable, get them to laugh, it's like,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I think my strongest suit in like my career is I don't know if there's an actual word for it, but it's being able to like tear down the professional barrier
yeah,
and just being like it's instead of it being a regional director talking to a principal, it's
right,
Austyn talking to Steve,
right,
and it's just like a conversation and stuff like that. But sales specifically, I've never been like a big fan of because it always feels very inauthentic. Like I'm here to take
yeah,
your money, and like
exactly,
I'm being funny because there's like something
right,
there, like there's a reason I'm being funny. There's
right,
a reason behind it. But like when it's like customer support, it's after the sale. Like the reason I'm being funny is because I want to be funny. Like I want
right,
to. When I show up to a school, I'm there to fix a problem. Like they're excited to see me. Or it's like sales. They're like, "Oh, this guy."
yeah. That's the whole thing with like I did a little bit, and I mean the best people do it where it's pretty natural
Yeah, like
interactions, like
naturally.
you don't even
Yep.
think about it. But
Right.
you're starting out, it's like okay, you have a script that you're
Yeah.
supposed to go through. It's like
Yep.
it can just feel like you said inauthentic,
Yeah.
and then it's they can sense it too. And
100%.
the best way to do it is if it's just like, hey, we're just talking,
Right.
and it's like you're there to you both know why you're there. There's an agenda, but it's not like you're trying to like say a specific thing to get them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Right.
So I would imagine, yeah, like you said, it's similar with like, trying to be funny. If it's like, oh, you're just talking naturally, whatever,
Mhm.
but yeah, you're probably not going to be like trying to like make them laugh on
Right.
purpose because then they're like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
here to talk about whatever equipment.
Yeah, I think that's why crowd work has gotten so big recently because it's like improv, it's natural. Like people are like
Right.
more receptive to that as opposed to like the setup
Yeah.
punchline, setup twist punchline. Like they love the crowd work because it feels it's more like an experience to
Yeah.
them. But it's more again, it's like more natural. It's a conversation as
Yeah.
opposed to me talking to a crowd that can't respond or shouldn't respond at least.
I guess you kind of need to do both as a comedian, right?
Yeah,
Like I mean, some people do more one than the other, but in
yeah,
general, pretty much everyone does a bit of both,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you have like a 30-minute set, like having just 30 minutes of straight material, like that's tough. Or you could go in with 20 minutes of straight material and then try and do crowd work in between your jokes to set it up. Like
Yeah.
if I'm like I don't know if I want to talk about boxing on stage, I could ask someone like, yo, did you watch the fight last
Right.
weekend? Like, what do you think of the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight?
Right.
And speaking of that, I box myself, and let me go into my boxing
Yeah.
material. So yeah, you definitely gotta have both. But some people lean more into it more than others, just because like you get clips and you get footage and content for social media because you're not repeating jokes. Like
Right.
you're most likely not going to repeat crowd work. Like, I'm
Right.
sure there's some one-liners you have like ready to go, but for the most part, you can post crowd work and not have to worry about burning through material. And you know, so
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like I said, it's just like a more natural, like it's almost like salesy.
Yeah. Well,
is
I
what
feel like
sure.
there's definitely been a lot more of it in the last few years. Like you just see it online in terms of clips of comedians. Like
Yeah.
sometimes, especially if they have a special out, like they'll put out like a little bit to promote
Oh
it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like you're saying, like if you have a set, you have an act, it's like
yeah.
you can't put it all out.
Right.
I mean, some people do, but it's
Yeah.
like they're
Oh no.
reset.
Dang, I wish there was a. I think the new ones you can lock them.
Yeah, should be all right. Yo. Hold on. Spin around. All right, I think we're good. All right.
Damn,
Hand off. 3, 2. All
Yeah, I didn't think about the wind.
right. Yeah. Should be good.
Yeah.
What were we were talking about crowd work.
Yeah, like burning through material.
Oh.
You don't want to post too much of your material.
Yeah, right. Because it's like pretty much every show you can get a new clip and post it, and
Right.
it's like you're gonna have something new.
Yeah.
I think what you said was interesting because I didn't think of it like that. I thought of it as okay. They see something, they come up with it in the moment. It's like, yeah, that's usually what you do.
Yeah.
But like you said, sometimes you can use it to set up a bit.
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
I imagine that's probably mostly what it is.
Yeah,
Because it's not. Maybe some people do it totally random, like, hey, we see this, just totally off the top of your head, and you can do that. But it's obviously going to be easier if you can take it a certain direction, like you know where you're going, as opposed to like literally the whole 20-30 minutes trying to come up with new things the whole time.
Yeah. There's like some clips are like that where the crowd work they post is their like setup to the joke, and then they'll cut it before they get into the actual material. But other times it's almost like the crowd member makes the clip viral for them.
Right.
There's one that's Adam Ray posted it, and I love Adam Ray because we have the same last name, first initial. But there's a guy sitting at the front of the stage by himself, and he has like the most obnoxious laugh, and it's like it's an awkward situation because it's like it's ruining it for everyone else, but he's laughing like he's doing exactly what Adam Ray wants him to do. But that kind of went viral because of the guy's obnoxious laugh. Like you can't really like unless so of course Adam Ray planted it in, but he did it like that was just like a natural thing. But yeah, there's times where like if they're wearing like a wild shirt, they got a crazy tattoo. It's like, yo, what are you wearing? Exactly. And it's like even though this has nothing to do with what I'm about to get into, it's like you're wearing the most craziest hat I've ever seen in my life. Like tell me about it, and then you learn more about them and. Maybe they have like a crazy hobby.
Yeah. I think I've seen, I don't know if it was Ray specifically, but I've definitely seen some where it's like people are laughing like very weirdly or doing something and then it's like you point it out and it's like it's a whole weird thing. Like, hey, you're laughing, but like everyone can hear you. I would imagine maybe there's two like general types of like maybe you point something out specifically that's like very weird and then obviously that's not going to be planned. But then the other one might be kind of like how you put it is it's like a general question. You see who responds like, oh, you see the Jake Paul fight? Because then you're able to direct in and you're not pointing out someone in particular. It's like you'll see what you get and then you can work with it. Would you say that you do more crowd work or playing jokes?
Nah, I'm big into writing and I haven't done like enough like it's more like comedy club shows is where the crowd work takes off. When you do like theater shows, it's kind of harder to talk to people. It's harder to hear them. Like it's harder to be personal. With comedy club, the stages are lower, the rooms are smaller. It's hard to get into the New York comedy clubs up here, but some of the mics I like to do recently, they're like improv mics where it's like you ask the comedians or the crowd in the audience for suggestions. Like you're not supposed to use any material, so you go up there and they're like, X's. It's literally the topic at every single improv mic is X's, and I hate that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll call stuff out. Dang.
Funny. You could I mean,
I don't know if like propping up the book bags might block the wind, but
it's like roughly the angle we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny, kind of like
Yeah.
like a little. I don't know if it's the word, but it's like a little.
Yeah.
Turning around.
Yeah, it's so sensitive. I mean, like that's the thing. It was like supposed to move, track you.
Yeah, you were saying
the improv mics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's improv mics. So that's kind of like crowd work.
Yeah.
Where you have literally no material. You have to come up with stuff on the spot. And it's like sometimes I get up there, I'll blank out, and I was like, I don't know what to say. Like one time I pulled out of a bucket and said propaganda, and I literally was just like, I don't know. Like I was trying to think of like a wordplay. I love wordplay, so I was like propaganda. I was like, I don't know, and so I just pulled the next one. But I like those because that's basically like open mics with crowd work only.
Yeah.
So getting better at it, but it's still.
So what'd you do with the like you can pull multiple or?
Yeah, so a lot of them are different. The one I've been doing recently is it's normally like they rely on crowd suggestions, but there is a bucket that like the DJ. There's always like a DJ at this mic, and he'll pull out of the bucket and read it to you, and it's a question.
Okay.
Like the first time I did it, it was like, "Who is your favorite black woman?"
Yeah.
Right now, I said Doechii for some reason. But it'll be like that, and then there's there's an improv mic I did, but the propaganda one, it was just like words, and like it was like. Like just one word things. But then there's another one I do where the comedians come up with the topics when you sign in. Like you sign your name, you get 3 slips of paper, you come up with 3 suggestions, and then you put them in the bucket and you go up with 2 comics at once.
Okay.
So if I pull something, I have no idea what it is, they can start riffing and then I can riff off that. And I like that one. That one's really cool because it's 2 comics at the same time.
I imagine the slips of paper are probably a bit more interesting or funnier when the comments come up with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes it'll just be like something stupid. Every single time the comics can do it, like half the suggestions have something to do with Jews. It's so funny. But no, they get pretty creative. The one I like that I'm pretty proud of, I was like, what would Diddy's comedy club name be? And it's like, okay, that's it's like setting you up for a joke. Like, oh shit. Maybe but no one's come up with something like worth mentioning. But
I imagine in general it's I don't know better, but like if it's some sort of trending or pop culture thing, like Diddy or whatever, it's like your Doechii, then people from a clip perspective, it's like you're talking about something that people already like talk about,
right.
But then also the audience is like something they can relate to,
right,
as opposed to like. I don't know, like you were saying, like if you like talking about your exes or whatever, it's like like you can always do it, but that's another big theme with comedy. It's like being a hack or not?
Right, I was gonna say
and it's like I don't know. I was talking about this to someone the other day, and I think the way like generally when you think of a hack, it's someone who does like very played out or maybe like stereotypical bits that you've heard over and over again, as opposed to like coming up with something original and trying to create something. But I think people say it to describe it's not necessarily that it's not working. It's like maybe they are like they get laughs doing it because people know all of it. Like if you do black guy joke and everyone heard like people aren't comedians, they're like, oh yeah, it's funny, but it's just not original. So the way I take it is it's someone who maybe they are successful, but they're not really being original.
Yeah, that's I think that's exactly what it is. It's like a hack it's like a cookie cutter. Like, like anyone can do that.
Right.
And sometimes like doing like more current events is seen as like hacky by some people. Like if your whole set is about like the news, it's like come on, like that's annoying. But I always like starting off sets about like trying to touch on something recent.
Yeah.
And my one viral clip on TikTok, I did a mic and I was the first comedian to go. And the host got on stage and was like, guys, did you hear that Liam from One Direction died? And like literally like just like 15 minutes before she said that the news broke,
Oh,
and
wow.
I was the first comedian. And I was like, damn. She's like, yeah, he fell off his balcony. I was like, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And so I went up there and I was like, hey guys, you hear about Liam Payne? Like, if One Direction died, I was like, yeah, he fell off his balcony. You know, I guess he only had one direction to go. And I knew that every single like meme account was gonna say it. I knew every single comedian, but I was like, so I left the mic early. I posted it.
Yeah, you're the first one.
And it got viral for wrong reasons.
Nice.
Like to this day, they're like, why would you like? It's too soon. And I'm like, it's been over a year now. Like, come on. But yeah, it was.
But in the moment, you found out like 20 minutes before.
Literally, yeah. And I mentioned that in the video. I was like, I just found this out.
Yeah.
So
you probably broke the news to most.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people were like, "This is not how I should be finding this out." Like, what if his family saw this first? I'm like, my bad.
So when you heard them tell you that, like, how soon after were you like, okay, I can do this little bit? Like,
As soon as she said it, I was just like, damn, like, that's crazy because like that's like I feel like a celebrity hadn't passed away in a while, and he was like a bigger name.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, dang, like that sucks. And it just clicked to me after like 5 seconds. Like he fell.
Right.
He only had there was one direction he went. And I was like, oh my God, like I have to say that. I was like, if she doesn't say, I'm saying it.
Yeah.
She didn't make any jokes. And then I went out there and I was like, he left us with one final hit.
How did what was the reaction?
That's the thing. That's another reason why I went viral. It was such a dead open mic. There was like 4 people there.
Yeah.
And so, like, they kind of laughed when I was like, did you hear about Liam Payne dying? They're like, that's funny. And I was like, yeah, he had one direction to go. And the host was like, I get it. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, he left one final hit. And one guy was like, Jesus. So because it, like, bombed at the open mic, people were like, this is why, like.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you'll sometimes, especially if you're doing clips, like, it almost can be better if it's not a laugh, because then it's like, it's funny, like the people there give no reaction, but as a like piece of content itself, people are like, oh, you said this, kind of funny, and then just no one said anything,
right? So it's fine. A tip I learned recently from a comedian is to cut if you're gonna post a clip, cut it right as soon as you finish your punchline. Like, don't even allow them to hear the crowd laugh. Because 1, it loops better, like it goes right back into the joke. But 2, like if it bombs, it doesn't matter. Like if you think it's a really good joke and you think you delivered it well, it doesn't matter if they laughed or not.
Right.
You can cut it. And sometimes people are gonna be like, oh, that's why you cut it soon, because you got no laughs. But it's like, but yeah, so that's a pretty good tip. And I like that because, again, like even if it's a bad room, I can just clip it right at the end. Pretend it got a roar of laughs.
Yeah. With I guess types of rooms. Speaking of bad rooms, like, I don't know, what you kind of tell ahead of time, like how it's gonna be, or do you just have to wait until your first joke and you're like, oh shit, I guess no one.
Yeah, there's open mics. I know that I'm like, it's funny. There's a comedian like in particular. He's a cool guy. He's a great comic, but he's more clean. And whenever I see him at an open mic, I know I'm gonna bomb. Like I don't know if it's a mental thing, but every single time he comes to the same open mic as me, he crushes and I bomb every time. So there's definitely times I know, like if I get put up at the end, and there's only a couple people, I know like it's not gonna go well. But there's certain rooms I'm just like, I can tell, like, being like a straight white male, like there's already a target on your back in some rooms and like at some mics, so like you got to work for it. And I'm already have like edgy jokes, so like I'm a straight white male, and I'm saying like,
do you find that's the case pretty often? Like, because obviously it's a whole, I guess, like, let's say cultural theme about identity this and like certain pressure on this, but comedy is like, at least historically, it's meant to be like you make jokes,
right.
And it's typically within the comedy space, it's like, oh, you make jokes about everything, and they'll make fun of the people who would see things through that lens. But I don't know, I guess maybe New York more and more, you're seeing there's certain rooms where it's like, because of that, you're like,
there's been there's been mics I've done where there's like 40 people in the room, 2 of them are guys and 3 are girls, and do the math on what the rest are.
There's a punchline. But I mean, is this like trying to think of what type of room that like is that for an event or something?
No, it's just like the hosts that run it. They're
Okay.
part of the LGBTQ community, so they make the mics feel safer for people part of the LGBTQ. So they kind of
But is that like the kind of the theme of it? Like it's advertised as okay.
Yeah, it's like it'll say LGBTQ friendly mics.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to a mic that's not LGBTQ friendly, but there's definitely like rooms that I could tell, someone would feel a little more uncomfortable in.
Yeah.
And ironically, at that mic I'm talking about, I was the very first bucket pull.
Okay.
And I was the first one up, and I was like this. I was like, you have a straight white male kicking this off, and they like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like ease them in. So, and it actually went very well. I had like a more tame set.
Yeah.
I got a lot of laughs, but usually,
I'd imagine like whenever it's a specific group that you maybe are unsure about, like I think usually they might be okay with you like referencing that, like kind of what you said, like, oh, this is me, but they might be more averse to like a joke that's very specifically, well, the whole thing, what I've heard is that it's always, you never want people to feel like they're being, like you're going after them. It's like, oh, we're joking about this topic. Like at the end of the day, it's for everyone to have fun and have a good time. And it's like, it's tough though. That's why I got a ton of respect for comedians because it's hard to like, I mean, like it is. There's all these different types of settings that you go into, and one will be like a great joke. Maybe you'd make it with your friends. It's hilarious, but you have to gauge whether it's gonna land or not. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's probably gonna affect how you do the rest of them. And do you ever change your set based on how some of the earlier jokes will go?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Like I'll definitely go in with like a prepared set, but if I can tell like like the dirtier jokes are just not landing at the mic for other comedians, I'll tone it back a bit. Maybe I'll say the same joke, but I won't cuss in it.
Right.
Like instead of saying pussy, I'll say going down on a girl or something. So you definitely got to tailor it and be prepared. Because early on, one of the first shows I ever did was down in Pennsylvania. And it was at an RV campground, and they had two shows. And the first was a family-friendly one, and the second was like a non-family-friendly one. And they were like, "Do you want to do both?" And I wasn't prepared to do the family-friendly one.
Okay.
And it's like, oh man, that's like an opportunity I lost because I don't have family-friendly material, or at least enough. Like maybe I have one joke, but so that makes me want to like start writing cleaner jokes and like more kid-friendly jokes kids would get. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's probably a good exercise just from the perspective of trying to be in front of as many different groups of people or audiences, rooms as possible, and like forces you to try and come up with things that might be a bit outside the box or what you usually do. And like, okay, maybe your main thing isn't that, but I imagine it would be good to like get at least like a few minutes down that you can do and just have it as like an exercise.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, I definitely want to try out a little more clean material, but you also have to tailor, because I did a mic in Philly once, and I have a joke where I talk about boxing, and like my goal is to become the third Paul brother. And there was a table of like 10, 80 plus year olds, and they were loving my stuff. But when I said that, they all looked at each other. They're like,
they didn't
what?
get it.
And I'm like, like that sucks. It's a good joke. You just it's past their time. So if I went to like, I've seen comedians do shows in like retirement homes. I couldn't say that joke. Like it'd be pointless. There might be one cool grandma that gets hit, but besides that, like I'd have to like switch it up a bit. Say I'm trying to be someone from like the 70s or something. Like they're like trying to be Screech from Saved by the Bell. They'd be like, oh, I remember that. Yeah. So you definitely gotta be able to tailor it up.
Would you say you do a wide variety of rooms, whether deliberately or not, or would you say that in terms of what you're able to do or what you choose to do, that it generally fits a certain type of environment?
I try and do as many rooms as I can. That's like the beauty of comedy here in New York City. Like different neighborhoods in Brooklyn, you're gonna have completely different crowds. I mean, if you go to a mic in Bushwick, it's gonna be an LGBTQ mic. If you go to Crown Heights in Brooklyn, it's gonna be a black mic. Like it's complete. They're only like a mile apart. But I mean, those are two completely different rooms. The jokes that are gonna work up with LGBTQ mic might not work down at the black mic. So it's nice to be able to come up with enough material that you can do a set in either and feel comfortable
Yeah.
with either material. Or you can try and do the same set of both and just see if you can deliver it differently.
Yeah.
Switch up the order, make it a little more cleaner, make it a little more dirtier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the beauty of New York, because like I said, different neighborhoods are like different states,
Right.
different countries, it's insane. Different cultures.
I imagine that that could be like an interesting video almost. Like if you just show yourself like, hey, I'm gonna go do a black mic, and hey, I'm gonna do this other mic, and like you show yourself like talking about it before you go into it. Then maybe like 1 or 2 crowd work clips from it, and then afterwards you talk about how it went, and like you kind of compare the different rooms. I feel like that would be interesting because it's like the comedy, but you also get the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like you see, and that's also something that I think anyone would kind of be interested in. It's like, oh, how do you think about or how do you approach different types of rooms? And you also get to see like some jokes in between.
There's Mark Norman. I'm sure everyone's heard of him. He's a comedian here in New York City. He has this documentary series. He has 2 episodes out now. It's called Page the Stage, and it's exactly that. Okay. Like at the beginning of the documentary, he'll think of a premise of a joke, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's a good idea," and he'll show him trying it out the first time. And he'll be like, "All right, this part worked, this part didn't." And then it shows him bombing, like one of the top grossing comedians in the world right now. It shows him bombing, like the joke, the same joke in different rooms, and then he'll just keep building it up, and at the end it'll be like a really big performance he has to do, like in front of like Jerry Seinfeld. And it'll be like a fully polished version of the joke. He cut out all the fat. It's one of my favorite documentaries to watch, like as a comedian. But even people who aren't comedians would like love it.
That's what I mean.
Like,
behind the scenes. You see the whole process. It's like it's a story. Like people love stories. People love to laugh as well. But this it like combines both of them.
Right.
You see the journey of the whole process. You follow along.
Yeah.
Then also you get to watch some comedy. So
right. Yeah.
That's stuff like that is probably
it's so cool.
I think in general there's more of a trend of people will have a specific thing they do, whether it's comedy, music, whatever. But if you get people involved with a person doing that as well, like they like to follow the person doing that as like their journey. Then it's only gonna amplify it because it's you have a core skill set, but you just build around it. You get people involved in what you're doing, the ecosystem. It's like you've seen. I'll see some communities will post like only a certain type of crowd work thing or whatever, and it'll work, and they'll just keep doing it over and over, and then you'll see some other people who maybe not comedy, but they'll be more about, hey, here's what I'm doing, here's my story, and it's less about the thing itself, it's more about them doing the thing.
Right.
Both can work. It's like
no, for sure. I think that's why people are going so hard on social media,
right?
Because they're like vlogging their whole lives and talking about their families and stuff, and then when you go up on stage, you can be like, you guys know my dumbass wife, and everyone's like, we do, like, like Bert Kreischer is exactly what I think of when I think that. Like everyone knows his whole family. He could just be like, you guys know Isla, right? And they're like, yeah, Isla's so stupid, and it's like he doesn't have to explain it, and then he can tell stories about Isla, but it's because he documents his life so much outside of comedy. And then like Matt Rife is another one. He's like the crowd work king, obviously, but he also documents a lot. On like YouTube and stuff. He's big into like the paranormal stuff. People follow him for that.
And also if you can get a certain, it kind of becomes an inside joke almost. Like if you get if there's a reference that only certain people get, and it just creates a stronger connection because they're like, oh yeah, we know this from this. And helps it out.
Right. Yeah. Podcasting is huge too. I love the Matt and Shane Seeger podcast. Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker. And the episode before Shane Gillis did the ESPYs, he's like, I'm going to go out there and be like, hello. And he went out there and he did that. And there's probably like only like 20,000 people that like got that joke, but it was so funny. It was like an inside joke for all of us. Like that was a joke for the people who listened to the podcast. It was so funny.
And for those people, it's like another, like an inside joke.
Exactly.
It makes it stronger. It's like maybe they would have found it funny on its own, but it's like, oh, we get this, no one else does, and it just strengthens it.
Right. Yeah. Like my mom would see that and be like, "Oh, he just said hello, like awkwardly, or he acted awkward." But like I'm like, "No, I know why he did that."
Would you say there are certain comedians that you like take inspiration from, or you try and take things from, or just you watch everyone, you pick stuff up?
Yeah, that's the thing. I try and learn from everyone, but
Yeah.
like the number one person I try and learn from, and people will tell this, is Anthony Jeselnik.
Yep.
I love his writing style. But I feel like the difference between me and him is I lean more into like honest and like truthful material. He's like he creates a character.
Yeah.
And it's super cool, like but like
Right.
obviously he's talking about like killing kids and stuff.
Right.
Like I'm like I'll give you the twist, but I'm also like, no, this is like really happened in my life.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
or like I'll tell you something that happened in my life, and 90% of the joke is true, and then the twist is the 10% is not true. But yeah, definitely him. Yeah, I feel like in terms of like movements, I everyone does like Gillis, and like because like you hold the mic with two hands and
he does do that. Yeah.
So a lot of people do it.
Speaking of movements, I think we're on 3. Is that good? I think that's good. Is that maybe turn it slightly?
I was gonna say it's about to spin again.
I think that's fine.
But yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're right. I don't know. Yep. It's just like. All right.
I wonder if you can put a bag like behind it.
So for like, the wind?
Yeah, so if it tries to spin, it gets caught.
Oh, maybe we could do something like.
Or just stack like both bags on the top.
Yeah. We do something like.
Oh, that works. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit. It's like an engineering problem. All right, I think that should work. All right, I think that's good.
But yeah, definitely early on, I did the Gillis hand movement a lot.
Yeah.
Get it.
Would people like ever notice that and be like, "Oh, that's"?
I've never been told, but
it's kind of a niche thing.
Like, yeah, if you do it on Kill Tony, Tony will call you out for it.
Yeah.
Because I think it is a New York thing. Shane, this is where Shane really blew up, was New York. But yeah, there's I'm trying to think who else I pull from. Like the comedians I grew up like liking are they're comedians I could never like mimic. It's like Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle I can pull from because he's big into writing, but like the people that are very animated and like outlandish on stage, that's just not me. Like I like the more writing heavy people.
How do you? I guess what does the writing process look like? I mean, you. Yeah, I won't lead in a certain direction.
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
Yeah, so I have a note on my phone just called jokes, and anytime I think of something funny, I'll write it down, and it could be like 2 words, it could be like 2 sentences, like enough to make me remember why I thought whatever that it was funny, and then I'll sit. I love to like handwrite. I forget where I heard it, but I hear it all the time that like writing it helps you like the memory connection better when you handwrite.
Yeah.
So I have like a fancy fountain pen. I have a nice notebook I use, and what I'll do is I'll write. I have my phone, then I have a notebook and a joke book. So when I'm ready to write, I'll sit down with my notebook and I'll write down like every single word I'm gonna say in my like that I think is gonna work on stage. Like I'll write the pauses, I'll write how long the pauses should be, I'll emphasize words, but I write it all down by hand and then I practice it over and over and over. So I don't even need to look at any of the notebook. When I'm ready for that, it goes into the joke book when it's ready for a set.
Got it.
And then so my joke book is like very short, like just one or two words.
Yeah.
Just my joke type names basically.
Right.
Um, but yeah, sometimes so there's sometimes where I'm coming up with like a premise like 8 great premises in one day, and then recently it's like I haven't come up with a good premise in like weeks. It feels like so it varies. So in times like this, I'll try and go back to old jokes, rework old jokes, try and punch up old jokes, see if I can connect old jokes to
Yeah.
like new bits. Um, that's kind of where I'm at now.
What tends to take the longest? Like, for example, coming up with a premise. I mean, I guess here you said it's been some
Yeah, it's like
time, but
spontaneous.
I would
Yeah.
imagine like once you have a premise, the bulk of it is fleshing out the joke.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun like figuring out how to display like what's funny about it.
Yeah.
Um, whether it's like I come up with the punchline first, like I have like a new idea and I have like the punchline for it, but I don't know how to get there quite yet.
Yeah.
So it varies. Sometimes I'll think of something like laying in bed. That's usually when the best ideas come is laying in bed. I don't sleep with my phone near me, so I have to jump up out of bed, walk across my apartment, and write it down. But there's sometimes when like the joke will hit me and it's like it's a gift from the universe where it's like I have the whole premise, punchline, how I'm gonna get there, the setup and everything. It's like here you go. So that I'll make sure I write that down and in times like that I'll get to an open mic right away. Just be like, is this as good as I think it is?
Right.
Sometimes it's not, but other times it's like, yes, I knew it.
Yeah.
So it varies.
Would you say that over time you've gotten better at, or maybe not better, but you're it's easier to identify things that are funny, like because you're specifically looking for it.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I don't know. I get like that's not something I think about. Like if something's funny, like oh, write it down. How can I make this a joke? Uh, would you say that over time? I would imagine yes, but you're just saying that it's been some time since like some idea came to you.
Yeah.
But I don't know what parts of it have you feel like you've gotten better at over time.
Yeah, definitely finding jokes. I forget. I think it was Tony Robbins did a thing with Theo Vaughn where he's like, "I want you to like close your eyes and then open them up and like try and find everything red in the room." And like he did,
I
and
saw that.
then he was like, "All right, what'd you see that was blue?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." So I feel like now that I live in New York and like there's so many interesting things happening here, like in Central Park, even like I could probably walk around and come up with a million ideas. But yeah, it's like looking for funny things, and the more you look for funny things, like you'll find them, and like you'll be able to make jokes out of them. Yeah, like the subway's a big thing. I'm always like, just people watching on the subway because I know like something crazy is gonna happen. And even if something crazy doesn't happen, some of my jokes I'll be like, this happened, but it didn't. It was just like, yo, what if this happened? Like, what if this guy said this when I said this, even though it didn't happen? And that's where the joke will stem from, like the conversation that I really have, but I'm for comedic purposes, I'm switching up their answer not to make it work.
Do you see doing comedy as kind of separate to just being funny in regular life? Because I would imagine you'll probably get a lot. Most comedians, it's like, oh, can you just make anyone laugh on command or that type of stuff? Like, oh, how does it translate into day to day? And I imagine it probably helps a bit. But do you see them as kind of separate, like joking around with people, making someone laugh, versus doing stand up?
Yeah, 100%. Like everybody that knew me growing up would tell you that the funniest kid in my friend group was by far my best friend Rocky, and like it's just like his type of humor. He's always said it. Like people are like, you need to go on stage, and he's like, it's not going to translate well. Like, and so it's no. There's a difference between like a very funny person and like a comedian. I think Shane Gillis has said it before. He's like, I know so many people that are funnier than me, but when it comes to stand up comedy, there's a craft. It's an art form. It's a craft. There's you definitely see it sometimes in comedy where you can tell they're a funny person, they're the life of the party, and they'll go up at an open mic, and it's not translating. They're coming off douchey, they're bragging, and it's like, oh, this isn't working. So yeah, I've noticed. I think I've said that to a comedian before. Like, there's too many funny people getting into comedy, and it sounds like ridiculous, but it's like they're not focused on the craft. Like they're just like trying to get up there and just be ridiculous and
Yeah.
not like it's generally like there's so many different ways you can be funny. You can be a ventriloquist, you can do music comedy, you can be super dirty, you can be super clean, you can be very animated, you can be very awkward. Um, but yeah, there's just like so many different like styles that work. Um,
I think a big part of it, or a big distinction, is that you're doing it in different settings. So one is having to do it on command, essentially, comedy, doing stand up,
yeah,
and it will be a different environment, whatever. But people are going there to expect something funny,
yeah,
as opposed to the people who are maybe funny in day to day lives. You're just kind of
That's very
out
true.
and about, and then when something comes up, when the moment hits, they're like,
Yeah.
they're able to
Right,
capitalize on
yeah,
it. But there's still, people who are funny day to they're not, very rarely they're like, oh, I'm gonna be funny now, and then
right,
you do
yeah,
something.
yeah.
It's like, okay, maybe you're good at identifying certain things when it comes up, but I think the main thing is just having to do it on command with people expecting it, as opposed to just it coming up naturally. And so it's
Yeah.
like, if you try and make it be that natural thing on stage, you kind of force it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what if we were in this type of setting, but it's like,
Right,
you're
not.
not,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I've seen comics tell like you should have been their jokes, and it's like
Yeah.
that'll never work
Yeah.
unless you're like a magnificent storyteller like
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. But yeah, I mean, I work with a lot of super funny people. Like they're hilarious. I'm like, yeah, you would crush it at open mic. They're like, no, I would never go on stage. And it's like, yeah, but like,
Yeah.
but again, we work in like school settings, so it's easy to make people laugh.
Right.
You just say something on a podcast.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. Like,
Didn't
whoa.
expect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I crush it at my work meetings. So easy to make them laugh. Well, that's like the biggest difference between open mics and shows is like open mics is generally filled with people, with comedians that are there to work on their craft. Like, yeah, like if you're having a good time, you'll laugh. But like at the end of the day, you're just trying to get better. But comedy shows, people are paying money to laugh. There's no pressure. They don't have to go up after anybody. They don't have to follow anybody. They're just there to have a couple drinks, eat some food, and just listen to people laugh.
Yeah.
So people are usually intimidated by like shows, but it's like no, shows are like
better.
It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like wow, I can say that corny ass joke and people lose their mind. Like they look at each other and they're like, oh, that's a funny joke. It's like, damn.
That's why I mean, I think with open mics, like the one I was talking about earlier, if the selling point, like a big selling point will be, oh, this isn't like this is regular people who are coming to watch it, as opposed to a bunch of other performers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would imagine it's mostly, most of them are primarily people there who are also going up.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I imagine like that probably makes crowd work a bit harder, right?
100%. Yeah, no one's receptive. If you're
like, all right, bro.
Yeah. Are you guys a dog crowd? They're like,
yeah.
Are you a dog crowd? Like, yes or no? Like, come on, like, just say yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's so hard to do crowd work. I like open mic, and when people try it, it's so crazy. Comedians hate it. Yeah, but you can tell they're trying to do crowd work. They're like, literally, like I've seen comedians ask other comedians, so like, what do you do for a living? And it's like, are you like, what are you doing? Like, so that's why it's hard to like practice crowd work. Yeah, because like you have to get good enough to get on shows to practice crowd work. Which is why I love these improv mics, because again, it's like no material. I have no improv experience. Thought about doing classes just to get that experience, get comfortable just saying the first thing that comes to mind and stuff like that. But I still haven't like delved into it fully.
Do you think you could? I mean, it's clearly a different thing, but the way, if you had to practice crowd work, maybe in like a sort of what we were saying earlier, it's like, oh, you're hanging out, you're talking with people, and I guess if it's your friends, maybe they'll be like, what are you doing? But like, let's say it's just a group of people you're talking to, and you'll be like, okay, let me pretend I'm on a show, let me try and be funny now. Yeah. And then you try and like do crowd work, but in the conversation.
Yeah,
do you think that it's kind of like not really the same?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little different because you don't have like the stage fright pressure, but like it's a good idea to be like, all right, wait in line at this coffee shop, I'm gonna make a joke with the cashier, like whether she's wearing something or just say something about the long line or the food or something. Yeah, it's definitely because like when I do presentations at work, I definitely look for jokes. So like I said, I help remove that professional barrier. Yeah. I did a webinar this week and I called our big three, or like our three New York City employees, the big three.
Yeah.
It was like, this one's LeBron, this one's Wayne.
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
just because just to make them giggle a little bit.
Yeah,
It's fun. So yeah, there's definitely times where I like try and make a joke outside of a open mic or show setting. But I never thought about like doing it intentionally to improve on the improv crowd work aspect. It's interesting.
I mean, it would be an interesting exercise.
Yeah,
I guess the benefit is like there's no pressure.
Right.
You're talking to someone.
Yeah.
Although I mean, it's funny. As obviously going up on stage, like your view of the pressure is totally different to like a regular person.
Right.
You know, a lot of people they'll be like, oh, I don't want to go talk to that person. I don't want to try and make them laugh. Like I'm gonna get worked up. But you know, if you're used to being on stage trying to make people laugh, and especially when they don't, or even like boxing, which is something totally like you're still on the stage. Like it just it just puts everything else into perspective. So like you talk to a regular person, like, hey, you know, maybe try and be funny in certain situations. They're like, oh, I don't want to do that. But
right.
Like, I mean, for you, that's probably it's just like that wouldn't be a consideration. It's just like, oh, is this something I want to do? Does this make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, but it is definitely different because the more I think about it, like going up on an open mic with like 100 people, even a show with 100 people, like it doesn't really like scare me at all. It almost excites me. But if you were like, go talk to that girl over there and try and make her laugh, that one girl, I would fumble and be like, nah, I'm too nervous.
I guess that is.
It is a little different sometimes.
Yeah, because one is I guess it's different things. Like one depends what you're focusing on. Because some people, it's like it's a crowd, it's all these people, you know, or pressure the moment.
Yeah.
But it's also not any specific person. You don't have to make every single person laugh. It's like a general thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna go and do my thing. You just have to be comfortable doing that with people watching, as opposed to if it's a specific person. Especially like if you have a goal, it's like oh, I need this to go a certain way. Otherwise, it's it's not going to go, and I'm going to know right away.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if I go into a room with 100 people and 10 people don't laugh at a joke, it's not that big of a deal. If I go up to a girl and one out of the one person doesn't laugh at the joke, it's like humiliating. I lost. I cried. The entire room hates me.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean,
but yeah, it's different. Everyone has their own fears. Because people ask me that a lot about boxing and comedy.
Yeah,
they're like, I could box, but I can never do comedy. I'm like, what? Why? Like, but I mean, everyone's different. Public speaking is like scares the shit out of people for some reason. And I've always been introverted, but whenever it came to public speaking, I would get nervous before like high school presentations. But the moment they're like, "All right, Austyn, take it away," I'm like having fun with it.
Right.
Even though I'm like the most shy kid in class.
Would you say you have a better ability to be present in the moment? Like you're not thinking about everything or getting in your head. You're just doing what you're doing.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it's getting better and better. Like I said, I love writing, and like I'm big on having my joke book on me at all times. But I'm getting more and more used to just not bringing it up on stage. Because if I bring it up, I can do like the material I'm strongest with, and I'll still look at my joke book because it's there.
Yeah.
And like the memory will get worse because like I know I don't have to memorize it because I have my book right there.
So would you say, because it's an interesting question, like just with anything, it's like, oh, was this kind of meant for this person, or is this something that this person was destined to do? And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But you know, comedy, people would typically think, oh, were you the funny kid in school? But like, obviously that doesn't quite translate. But I think a better connection would be, oh, were you always able to do something, maybe performing, or just do something in front of people and not have it be a huge deal?
I mean, I was always a funnier kid. Like I remember, but it's just like I always got overshadowed by my friend. But yeah, even like I did a talent show in like 6th grade, and that's like when even 5th grade, and that's when I was like super shy. And me and my friend, we wrote a whole and like choreographed a whole dance to Thriller by Michael Jackson. We did it in front of the whole class, and like my face was red, but I did it. And like it was fun. But like I never had like issues, like I said, even the presentations, like people would be so freaked out. The ones is like the 10, 15-minute ones you have to pass in high school, you don't graduate. Like I would be like, I'm gonna kill it. Like I can't wait. And then I took public speaking courses in college at Penn State. That even got me even further. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
Would you say that's somewhat of a trend among comedians that they've generally always been comfortable going up in front of people, or are there some who? I mean, there's always going to be some, but would you say
yeah,
most of them were pretty much always comfortable going in front of
yeah.
people?
I would. They say they're not, but I would assume they are. Like, I mean, that's how you get on stage for the first time.
Yeah.
But like you hear a lot of comedians say like their very first open mic, like they were so scared, like they were nervous, like they didn't want to do it. I was like, I had thought about it for so long that I was so prepared. Like I was like excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my heart was racing when we were like, all right, on deck is Austyn, right? I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, like someone just said my name into the microphone, like.
Right.
But like once I was up there, it's not like I was shaking or sweating.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this feels normal. Like, yeah, like then the lights are bright, can't see anybody, so
Yeah.
who cares if they're on their phone? I can't even tell. Like, I'm just gonna pretend everyone's listening.
Yeah, I think I'm a similar way. Like you, of course, right as you're about to go up, you're like, okay, wow, this is my name, or this is whatever.
Butterflies.
But the whole thing is, okay, what actually happens when you're up performing?
Yeah.
And then if you're able to, not be shaking,
Right.
I guess that's kind of really the only thing that matters. It's like, yeah, of course, you'll probably be nervous ahead of time, and you, like you said, with all the comedians, they probably were all somewhat nervous.
Yeah.
But the real thing is, okay, how do you feel once you're up there? Like,
Yeah.
Are you shaking? Are you freaking out?
Right. Yeah.
You're just talking.
Yeah, I feel like I lock in. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm big into writing and I'm big on my preparation. Like when I'm up there, I'm like, I've practiced this 20 times in my room already. I'll be good.
I think that is a huge part of it, because something I've heard is, whenever if you're nervous, if you're stressed, it's because you didn't prepare enough.
Right.
It's like you can always, if you have it to a point where you have it down, it's like there's nothing to you know how it's gonna go. And it's, okay, maybe you don't know about the reaction, but in terms of doing the thing itself, there's no question in terms of you doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that's whether it's like sports or performing or anything. I think especially performing, because you're entirely in control. Like sports, maybe some other people, but it's still the same principle. It's like, if there's ever, maybe doubt is a better way to phrase it. Like if there's any stress or nerves that come from doubt, then it's because you just didn't do enough to prepare.
Yeah, that definitely happened in my last boxing match, because like I think I had a really hard sparring session like the week before, and I was like gassing out in round 2, and I was like, I have a fight in a week, and I can't even go 2 rounds in sparring. Like, this is not gonna end well. Like we know this. I was like so scared that day. Like, I was like, maybe I catch him in the first round, but I was so scared walking up to the ring. I was trying to lock in. My coach was like, "Come on, you ready?" I'm like, "No, like come on, dude."
Yeah,
But yeah, if I would have been prepared, if I would have went 10 rounds and barely broke a sweat, I would have been calm.
Right.
Like, yeah, I would have been a little nervous because I'm about to fight someone, but I would have been calm, cool, and collective, ready to go. Like locked in. I was like, as soon as the bell rang, I was like, here we go. Like, time to get exposed, and that I did.
And that probably is more nerve-wracking than even like, let's say, going up for the first time.
Oh yeah.
It's like, because you were saying, it's like people are like, I'd be more nervous to do stand-up, but it's like you're still on stage for both.
Right, exactly. Yeah. People will never like understand that. Like, I've had bigger crowds at my fights than at comedy shows. And then like at my boxing shows, people really are gonna come to that. Like if I say come to my comedy show, they're like, yeah, I'll be there.
Right.
But something comes up, but if I'm like, yo, I'm about to fight somebody in a ring with a ref, and commentators are like, I will pay $60 to see that. So you got to fight in front of family members that come up. I mean, my first fight, fought in front of my entire family. But like I've done comedy in front of my mom, and like leading up to, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, and then when it happened, I'm like, oh, this is easier than she wasn't here.
Yeah. And that's, I think we were saying, it's a relatively unique thing, like doing comedy and boxing.
Yeah.
Like they're just different things. So there's going to be less people who do both of them. And
For sure.
I think I asked you, like, do you know any other comedians who have done boxing?
Yeah.
Like, not really, right?
Yeah, there's like, I can like list off the names in my head. Like there's like 3 or 4, and like I think one has competed in boxing and the other one competed in Muay Thai, maybe like once or twice. But yeah, you normally don't see it, because like a lot of like comedians just like are like not in shape. Like,
Right. Yeah.
they're lazy. So to be a boxer, you have to be like tip top elite shape,
Right.
and and that's the thing. Like the comedy scene, there's a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, there's a
Right.
lot of drugs. So it's like it's hard to like
They're just different.
balance
Yeah.
both. But some people do it. I don't know if you know the comedian preacher Lawson,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, he's done
in
an
shape.
MMA fight.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he like fights for real. And
Was that before he started doing comedy or after?
I want to say it was like kind of in like while he was coming up.
Yeah.
He has like the full thing on YouTube. He did well, and he gassed out like I did. But yeah, like again, that's like a one-off thing.
Right.
I think it's getting more common with Joe Rogan getting so big. I think a lot of comedians do jujitsu.
Yep.
That's big because you're not getting punched in the face.
Right.
There's no like CT or head trauma. But I mean, it's still people want to know how to punch.
Right.
They want to, but they don't want to actually train.
Yeah.
I get that.
Even with jujitsu, it's like 100%. You see pretty much everyone doing it now.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, how many of them are actually going to a
Competition.
jujitsu? Like,
Right.
yeah, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe not a huge one like whatever ADCC or whatever it is, but like any sort of thing where it's a competition. It's
Yeah.
like, everyone will train it, but very few will probably actually
Right.
end up
No, yeah, for sure.
going and competing.
No, if I did jujitsu, first week I'd be like, all right, when's the next white belt tournament? Like,
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I feel it's probably something that would be good to do, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like you're rolling around, and you're like,
Right.
It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's not.
Yeah.
I think if wrestling would be cool. Wrestling's super tiring.
Yeah.
It's like you're still kind of having to like sense them out. Like you're not just laying on each other, like trying to untangle.
Right. Yeah. I feel like you have to have some sort of grappling knowledge. Because like if someone grabbed a hold of me, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm too close to punch you.
Right.
But yeah, if you know, like at least even it's like judo, if you know, like hip toss or something, it's you're not as worried if somebody does grab you. You're kind of well-rounded.
Do you have? I know you said you have a few, but any like bits that are boxing related?
Yeah. I have like I'm trying to get it to like 5 minutes, but I have like a whole boxing bit. I do multiple boxing jokes. Some of them are made up, some of them aren't. But yeah, because it's funny, like talking about like losing people.
Right.
People love that. Like it's honest. I'm not making anything up.
Yeah.
It would almost be like cringy if I went out there and like, yeah, my last fight won by knockout. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I slipped a punch, dropped the guy, should have saw it. So it's like, okay, well, what's funny about that?
Right.
But being like, my last fight was against an 18-year-old, and oh my god, he whooped my ass. Like that's hilarious because it's true. Like, but yeah, I'm trying to do more boxing material for sure. But I gotta get back into boxing, a couple of new stories, do more sparring sessions at least.
Did you say that you did a show at one point, like for a boxing crowd, or like at a gym or something?
There is a boxing show in the city that happens at Church Street called like Knuckle Sandwich Comedy, and they have it at the I think the Manhattan location. I forget which one, but I haven't personally done it yet. But that's a goal of mine. It'd be awesome. And yeah, I would do all my boxing material there.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, I mean it's like a niche. I mean, comedy for boxing or MMA type of things. It's just like I don't know. There's not comedy clubs that are specifically attended by boxing people.
Right,
so it's
exactly.
It'd have to be something like that, or maybe events related to boxing. That could be a niche. Like oh, this is an award ceremony or something.
Yeah.
Then you could go up, and if there's very few other people who have actually done some boxing, then that could be a way to stand out. But there probably aren't too many of those.
No.
I guess maybe I don't know. You could look for huge events like conventions or award shows.
For sure, yeah.
But there's not going to be that's not going to be a main thing.
It'd be cool to do like a set to open up like a Jake Paul fight.
Yeah. That would be interesting. Like that's something I feel like if someone was going to do it, he might do that. It's a bit of like
it's entertainment.
Unconventional. It's entertainment. Like I don't know if it was the most recent one, but I don't know if they had performances in between.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's always music performance.
Right.
Imagine a comedian.
Exactly.
Right. Or even like a comedian commentator. Like I don't understand how that's not taken off yet. Like just like explicit commentary.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want to say. If LeBron dunks on someone, like, oh my fucking, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's so funny. Like I just saw like a WWE clip where, because normally they don't cuss, but I guess Brock Lesnar came back and the commentator was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh, really?
And like that
Yeah.
like went viral because
Right.
of his like authentic reaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that would be so funny for like a Jake Paul fight. I mean, I remember the one Jake Paul fight when he fought Nate Robinson. It was Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
commentating.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was like
He's like, oh,
hilarious. It
my
was
God.
so
Yeah.
fun because he can react naturally.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
He's like,
Jake
oh,
Paul
Lord.
up his ass. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's so fun. But yeah, I wish there was more of that.
You could try. Yeah, there's not
Yeah.
too many places where you would be able to. But
Because
you could try like pitching that to certain.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, yeah, Jake Paul, but
Yeah.
or like other places like nearby. Or,
Yeah, because that's the thing. Normally, like TV and like radio, you have to be like, you can't even say like moron. Like you have to be so clean and so strict. So like it would have to be, but like behind like some sort of paywall. But like people would pay for that. You're telling me I could watch NBA games for like $5 a month with explicit commentary with like, even if they're not comedians, they're just like funnier commentators. Like,
have you seen, you know, Bob Menery?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I thought he was gonna be the driving force behind all of it.
Yeah.
But like that's perfect. Like those clips when he first blew up, I'm like, this is exactly what I've been talking about.
Right.
He has the voice for it. He's cussing, like it's hilarious. He started getting brand deals. But it's like, how do you? It's just tough to do it because TV and radio are so strict. So it would have to be like a Patreon type of thing.
Yeah, you could try. I think with him, like he kind of just did it on his own. Like he would find a clip, and he'd like come up with something, which you could do that, or your version is maybe, I don't know, maybe you watch them live. And,
Yeah, that's what I like.
You stream yourself.
So
like,
yeah, I don't know if it's like streaming, if that's like the thing.
I think you couldn't show like the actual thing itself.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be you. It's like kind of like a watch party type thing, and like you do the commentary, and people tune in. I guess the tough part with that is like they would have to also be watching it themselves.
Right. And then it's matched up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Rogan does them sometimes. Like if it's it's like the fight commentary, but he'll have like the fight timer in the corner, so you can time it perfectly.
Yeah.
So I like that, but again, that's just like a one-off thing. Happens every now and then.
Right.
It was like they were at the event watching there in real time. There's a Barstool Sports does a boxing thing, Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah.
And it's 3 1-minute rounds. It's like the most amateur of the most amateur of boxing. It's so funny. But like it's Dave Portnoy, it's Big Cat, it's like another one of the Barstool guys. They're the commentators.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like they say exactly what you're supposed to say. They say, "Holy shit!" when someone gets knocked out. Like it's so funny. Like,
yeah, I would think it would have to be some sort of like streaming event. Like I don't know if you've seen Aiden Ross has started doing like boxing events, and it's like I don't know if you even pay it. I think they're free, but
I think some of them.
But I'll have like whoever come on, and you know, so that type of thing.
Yeah.
Some sort of like, you know, influencer online, like not a, you know, traditional pro boxing card, because they're not gonna. I mean, you could.
Yeah.
I think with that, the better angle would be to do like a set in between. They might. I think that could be good, like, because
wrap it.
Yeah, I haven't really seen that. So you can say, oh no, I do some boxing bits and I have some experience. Like they're more inclined to do that. Would be really cool. If you could.
It would have been perfect for the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Just give it like someone like Shane Gillis come out through 5 minutes. Yeah. This old man's about to beat this kid's ass. Like, what the fuck?
They probably wouldn't want you to like talk about the fighter specifically.
But that would be like hilarious. Like I think that would be funny. Even like in commentating. Like don't say like, oh, he's having an off night. Just be like, yo, he sucks. Like this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Like that's funny.
Yeah. I would say try and like pitch that to some, like, I don't know who you'd find, like the promoter or whatever, but some sort of like pro boxing events like going on, like where it's like at a show, maybe a casino or something.
Yeah.
That could work. And then if you were able to get that, you'd be the only one to have really done that.
Right. So. Well, they have a lot of like local like boxing shows happening all the time, and since I have like a book and everything, I could talk to like the Metro organization. Like, let me let me commentate one of these because they have a thing called Smoker Talk. That's an organization around
Yeah.
here. They host a lot of smokers and they have live commentary.
Yeah.
I fought for them a couple times.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, let me sit on one of these fights. Like I know this guy. Let me commentate this fight.
Yeah.
My coach actually did that once in one of my fights. It was like the only fight where I genuinely felt like I got robbed. Yeah. Like I beat the guy and they gave it to him. And my coach ran to the commentary and he grabbed a headset and they're like, well, we're not going to stop you. Like, do your thing. And he was like, you're trying to tell me that last fight wasn't a robbery? Yeah. They're like, well, what do you think about this fight? And he's like, they're good fighters. But that last fight, my fighter got robbed. I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, that's so funny.
Yeah, that would be cool, I think, if there's some way to do that.
Again, it's just authentic. It's like why I didn't like sales. It feels inauthentic.
Right.
That's why I like the radio and the TV. It's so professional. It's like you got to use professional language. Like, no, like
that's why there's a whole like just shift in media from the traditional like TV or whatever to everyone's doing their own podcast or YouTube or whatever. It's like it's because it's more authentic. Right? It's like, hey, this person, they're doing their own thing, you know. Yeah. And it's not even necessarily they say crazy shit. It's just like they're doing what they want to do, as opposed to a production where you have rules and et cetera. And it's like
then you can't bring certain guests on.
People just want to feel like it's real. It's like
exactly. Right. Talk to the people you want to talk to and say the things you want to say.
Yeah. It's funny is whenever the comedians go on like morning shows and they just say wild shit. And it's like,
I want to do that. A friend of mine did that. There was like a dating show coming up. They're like, so tell us about yourself. And he's like, hi, I'm Adam, Jew, 23. It's like, it's about New York radio, like the morning show. It's so funny. Yeah. But yeah, the morning show stuff is so funny.
It's just because it's all like, it's just not what they're used to. It's all like this scripted, scheduled thing. And then you're like, hey, what about this?
Clean.
And you can tell they're kind of uncomfortable. And that's like the whole, that's what makes it funny.
Right. And then like then when they're trying to like recoup and they can't, they just keep laughing. Right. The one I saw recently, it was a female comedian. They're like, "How was your night last night?" And she's like, "Oh, I was with a guy, and he said it looked like John Benet Ramsey." And the like if she never like died, the guy host like just couldn't like catch his breath. He was laughing so hard, and she didn't even like say the second punchline yet. He was just like laughing. It was so funny.
That'd be cool to do.
Yeah.
I imagine with most of those, like, they reach out to you, like you got some sort of. Well, maybe some of them, like if you're like, hey, I'm in town, I'm doing a thing, like, hey, let me try and get on the morning news or something.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to eclipse the 1,000 follower mark on Instagram.
Yeah.
So when I reach out, so if I ever travel, I can do that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a comic in the New York City scene, but I definitely need a comma.
Yeah. I imagine like any sort of setting where you can go on, like it's probably because comedy is just talking, like you know, you're trying to be funny, but it's not like you're, you know, I don't know, playing the piano.
Right.
So you can any sort of thing. Like, if you can go on it, it's probably good. Like whether it's a news show or it's like an award show or you know, some other type of thing, an event, you know, even just like a group, like anything where you can go up and have an audience, like it's probably good. And there's a way to, because you can tailor, you can do like a full on bit, you can do crowd work, you can like just be kind of off putting. They'll be like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the advantages of doing comedy as opposed to other things is that you can just go up anywhere.
Right.
Like maybe some you'll actually do comedy and some will be something else. Yeah. But you can get exposure through probably almost anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you literally just need a microphone or a small enough room that you can be heard. You don't need the auto tune. If you're a musician, you don't need any instruments. If you're a dancer, you don't need any costumes or anything or batons. Just go out there and talk.
Do you have like a, I don't know if strategy is the way to put it. Like obviously you just try and you go up as much as you can. You try and you practice your stuff. You try and put stuff out on social media. But like, I guess that's kind of what every comic does. Like you have to go up. You have to promote yourself.
Put in the reps. I'm big on like festivals. I want to like do more festivals and like travel around and get accepted to festivals. I've been down to Ocean City it's called a festival. It's more like a weekly show, but I've done that, and I've applied to a couple other festivals. But I just love the idea of like traveling out to like Detroit, like to do comedy, and going out to LA to do comedy. Like that idea is so cool.
Yeah.
Like being like a road comic. But yeah, you gotta get a following to get there. I feel like Fest is like the best because like if you're going into a city where nobody knows you,
Right.
you know, you're meeting hundreds of new people, both comics and like crowd members.
Yeah. What would you say is like the biggest focus right now? Like obviously, you try and go up like pretty much every
Yeah,
other day, work on your stuff. Would you say it's like building a following, social media? That way you can leverage that to other
for
things.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I need to go harder with social media. My one friend, she posts every day, and
Yeah.
she's like, the I can't even think of the number to how much she multiplied her following.
Yeah.
But now she's getting booked more because
Right.
it's like, oh, you got like 4,000 followers. Like, hey, you're legit.
Right.
They're definitely going to take social media more serious and more consistent. Consistency is like the key.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a hump of doing like open mics into like shows, and I feel like once you start getting booked on shows, it's like people see you're booked on shows, so you get booked on more shows. And I'm just like starting to break over that hump. Like, you know, I have the show tonight. It's like I reached out and asked to do it, but like the show, I have a brunch show tomorrow. Can't wait for that. I got asked to do that one. Like I'm excited, so I'm starting to get asked some more to do more shows. My face is on more posters. My name is more recognized now. So that's true. I want to be like just like a New York City comic. I want to be a comic in this scene. Maybe not the biggest or the best, but I just want to be like a regular.
Right.
Like I can go to the rounds of all the clubs and I'm known. You can put on any show. There's no issue with it.
What is the hardest part in terms of making, like, usually do they reach out to for shows? Do they reach out to the comics, or you try and reach out to them?
It's a mix.
It's a mix.
Yeah. There's certain shows like the big one here for open micers is called the Industry Room.
Yeah.
So you perform. It's like you're going to perform in front of 200 people at like one of the really big clubs around here. But you got to bring like 5 people to do it.
Okay.
So there's a lot of pressure to like convince people to pay $50 for open mic comedy. But the benefit of doing it is there's a lot of club bookers there. If you do well, they'll book you on shows. They'll give you a residency. It's called. So you're performing regularly at like Broadway Comedy Club.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there's also like promotions that you send your tape to. Like if you're interested in doing shows with them, you reach out to them, send them like a 5-minute tape. They'll watch it. If they think your material coincides with them, they'll book you. If not, they'll won't book you.
Yeah. Because that's what I was gonna say. Could there be a advantage to putting out a set like on YouTube? Because you've seen some people do, like I think Andrew Schultz, that was his big thing. He was like, oh, I don't know if it was first special or whatever, but he was like, oh, we tried shopping around, no one wanted to do it, so fuck it, I just put it out, and then it blew up, and then that helped him a bunch.
Yeah.
And maybe not a full like special or like 30-minute thing, but like I don't know. Do you think that would help, or is it kind of at the point where you don't want to like put it out there?
Yeah, there's a lot of comedians, like even open micers, they'll put out a special, and it's just like a 20-minute set, and it's like, I don't know what that really does, especially if you're earlier in your career. I feel like it'll shoot you in the foot. You just burn through all your material.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in that. Even like putting out a special, like it's not something I'm even like thinking about yet.
Yeah.
I want to make sure, because like the thing about like Schultz, like I could shop around a special, but if I put out myself, I get like 300 views.
Right.
Versus like Schultz, it could be like make or break situation where it changes his career. Versus me, I just feel like I'd just be putting out good material that I could be saving, building upon.
Right. Yeah, I think it's just the whole question of, and maybe the better way to, like you were saying, is comedians, you put out like a little clips or whatever going forward. But I think the whole theme we've seen last few years is because of social media, whatever, is that if you have a certain level of ability, you don't need to rely on like certain people picking you or institutions as much as, let's say, I don't know, 40 years ago or 20 years ago. Because like if you have with like anything, let's say you're, I don't know, singing or whatever. It's like back in the day, you would need someone to approve you and maybe get you a deal or put you here. But if you have an ability, you just put it out, people will see it. Comedy, it's a bit more different because it's like, you don't want to put it all out there because that's your material. Just the idea of, if you have good stuff, you can put it out and people can see it.
Yeah.
I think yeah, doing clips is probably what most comedians do, because then it's like, okay, here's a little funny thing. It's a preview. It's a teaser. You know, come book me to see the full thing.
Yeah, and it's usually like current topics.
Right.
Like that's what a lot of my stuff on TikTok is stuff that was relevant at the time. I was like, all right, let me get this out. I'm probably not gonna say this joke ever again. But yeah, I mean, I think I said this to you at the mic. Like even the clubs, they're businesses, and the owners can say they're all about comedy, but no, they're not. They're about keeping the doors open. Right. And so if someone has 750 followers, why would I book them over someone that has 150,000 followers?
Right.
Like, there's almost a guarantee that 150,000 followers is going to put more butts in seats.
Right.
I want to come see them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why people are going so hard, trying to be social media stars so that they can get booked on shows.
Right.
But then I feel like if you put more time into social media, you put less time into comedy, and then it takes away from the comedy. Yeah. So it's like maybe watering down comedy a little bit.
It's like comedy is like the core thing. You want to get as good as you can on that, and then I guess the social media is like you showcase that, but it's really kind of marketing, a way to amplify the core thing itself.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like with a business, people have different things they'll say. It's like, oh, you know, if you're good enough at the thing, if you're just better than everyone else, like people will come. Yeah, I think that's true. But then also just in general, let's say it's like a regular business. Like it's not something that's out of the world you've never seen. It's like, okay, you want to do pretty much 80% marketing and then the rest fulfillment, because you just want to get people coming. Like that's the main thing. Like no matter how good you are, if people aren't there,
right?
You know, you can't. So it's kind of the same idea with promoting yourself. It's like, okay, how much do you do of that versus actually getting good at the thing itself? Because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, that's meant to help you, but you know, you're here to do comedy, not to.
And that's like another hump you have to get over. Like eventually you can get big enough to where you have people doing it for you. And all you have to do is wake up, write comedy, and then perform that night. Right. Go to bed, write comedy. That's it. It's like it's not fair. But it's like money too. Like the more money you have, the more money it's easier to make more money. Right. It's like a hump you gotta climb.
Is there something kind of like Kill Tony in New York? Like I know they did like something at MSG. But something like that comes to mind because it's like a huge platform. You kind of like they select people out of a hat. So if you're able to go up, you're funny. Like you get
change your life.
Yeah, exactly. Are there things kind of like that around here?
Yeah. The closest is the comedy lottery, which it's a bucket, and for every dollar you put in, you get an entry. So if you want 10 entries, $10, and then they pull 12 games, I think. And you go up, you do 3 minutes of comedy, then they give you a score, and at the end, the 3 highest scores go up and do one last bit, and then the audience votes who wins, and the winner gets the money in the bucket.
Okay.
So it's super similar to Kill Tony, but it's more like financially incentivized. But there's nothing that's like life changing. I would say like the industry room is like the closest thing, but that's not like a Kill Tony thing. That's just more like the best opportunity to get seen in front of the most people.
Yeah.
But ironically, Kill Tony is coming to Madison Square Garden next Saturday.
Okay.
I have tickets for that.
There you go. All right, do they still take people out for that?
Yeah. Okay. Last time, I'm so mad. So the last time they came on Friday and Saturday, and I had tickets for the Friday show, and I took off work. Yeah. Because I was like, I'm gonna go get my name pulled. Life's gonna change.
Yep.
And I had nothing to do all day, and I showed up late, and I missed the bucket.
Really?
I was in tears. I was like, you need to change your life. Like you're showing up late to too many things, and now you're costing yourself stuff. Right. So next Saturday I have tickets. I'm 100% gonna be there like in the morning. Like I don't care.
That was last Friday, or when was?
So this was like a couple, maybe even last year actually.
Last year,
like 2024. Yeah, it was in 2024, and I showed up late. It was a fun show, but I was disheartened because I didn't sign up, and I was like, I would have gotten pulled. I know it.
Yeah.
So this year this next week I'm going to be 100% putting my name in the bucket. We'll see what happens.
So you know what you would say?
I have ideas, but I don't know, because some people like it works out where like if you say like 6 jokes, like 6 10-second jokes in your minute, like it just crushes. Like you're just on a roll.
Right.
Or you could just do one minute
Yeah.
joke, and if it's like worth the punchline, it crushes.
Yeah.
So like I would be heartbroken if I'm like, no, I have this great punchline and I build up to it and I got to it and they're like, it's like,
right,
shit.
yeah.
It's like, man, I'm better than that.
Right. Whereas
So,
if you give yourself like 6 chances, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe they're like, I don't get that first one, but that second one, hell yeah, dude.
They're like, oh, there's potential.
Right. Yeah. But you could also shoot yourself in the foot where if like the first one sucks, they're gonna be like, oh, like you already dug yourself a hole, and if the second one sucks, your third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth could be amazing, and it's like, you already like give a bad first impression.
Do you have an idea of how many people are like for any given show? I mean, New York probably a lot, but like how many people put their names in the bucket? Because like a lot of people there are going to watch the show.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously a lot want to get pulled up, but you know, that is a big thing to like go and perform. So you have to specifically be a comic who's like trying to come up.
Well, in Austyn, what they do is like you buy tickets to Kill Tony, and then you can sign up separately. So you can, if you have tickets, you can sign up, and they call you an inside bucket pool. But regular bucket pools, they go to a bar nearby. They're not watching the show. They're just hanging out, and then people run over from the Kill Tony show. They're like, hey, the name got pulled is Thomas Smith. Was there Thomas Smith? And then they run across the street.
Really?
So they don't watch the show or anything. Unless you're inside. So for New York and like the arena shows, it is different. Like, because I didn't sign up, I don't know how it fully works, but last time I went, there was a section, it wasn't on the floor, but it was like near the stage where all the comedians sat. They got their names in a bucket. So that they had to walk over to that section and be like, is there a Jason King? And then, Jason stood up.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to manifest that. Get pulled.
Get pulled up, kill it, blow up.
Yeah, that's it, I mean, literally the last couple of weeks, there's been a couple of comedians who they're like, it's their full-time jobs now because they had just a funny minute interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's insane.
Do you feel like you're at the point where you need some sort of big thing and then you'll be able to take off, or you're still trying to like perfect things?
I'm still trying to perfect things. I think like if I had to put together like my longest set, like I'm just like absolute strongest material, I think I would start to fizzle out after like 20 minutes, and that's not that much for comedians. Like you should be able to do 45, even an hour at some places. So I still have a lot of material that I have to build up and get comfortable in. I could probably bullshit like a 45-minute set, but it's going to be a lot of fluff, a lot of filler material, a lot of awkward crowd work. But
I was gonna say just add 20 minutes of crowd work.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not comfortable in the crowd work. It would just like the crowd would be funnier than me. They would say, "I mean, what do you do for work?" And they would say something that I'm just like, they'd be like sommelier. I'm like, what? And everyone would be like, wait, you don't know what sommelier is? And I'd be like, no, like what? So I would just look stupid. I feel like.
Is it 30 minutes people will usually do, right? Like 30-minute sets, or is that not a common?
That for like feature acts, 30 is big. But for like opening acts, it's normally like 10, 15, like bigger shows. But there's a lot of comedians, like 7. I think tomorrow I'm doing between like 5 and 7. Yeah. It's pretty common. The bigger shows, it's like 10, 15, and the feature acts will be like 30, 45. And if you're like a headliner, you can do like an hour and a half for Kreischer and all them.
I mean, you've been doing this like 2 years or so?
Yeah, July 29th, 2023. My first open mic.
Okay. Oh, so literally like pretty much 2 years.
Yeah, it just eclipsed, And I just talked to a comic. She told me that her start date is her first show. So I don't know if other comedians do that, but I'm only like a year in then. Less than a year in if that's the case.
Wait, hers like the first time she ever did it?
That first time she's counting her comedy career start from the first time she got on the show. Okay. I'm like, no, the first time I got up on stage. I feel like
I think that's usually what.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But after she said that, I'm like, I have to talk to some people.
I'm pretty sure it's the like first time you went up.
I'll tell people I started 6 months ago.
Yeah, right.
I feel like it took me forever to get booked on a show. Actually, I had to go to Pennsylvania to get booked on a show. Really? Yeah, I did an open mic down there. And just because I was from New York, I got treated with like royalty, and they're like, if you're gonna be in town, like Saturday, we're doing shows. Okay, say less.
So they saw you at the open mic.
Yeah, they saw me at the open mic. It was funny. My dad was there, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm running a show." He said on stage, "He's like, I'm running a show this weekend. Come out."
Yeah.
And my dad pulled him aside. He's like, "Yo, stand by and watch his set." Or he watched my set, and then he said, "What do you think of his set?" And he's like, "It was really good. Have him talk to me." So like my dad kind of
Nice.
wingman me.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, then I asked him, and that show sucked. It was a all you can eat crab buffet, and like the entertainment was comedy. I'm like, that's come on now, like. And so I was like the first one up, and people were like in the other ballroom coming in like with their crabs.
That's what I mean. Is it if everyone's just standing like walking around with a food?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was like saying like the roughest and darkest jokes.
Yeah.
And so they're listening.
They just
like,
walk into it. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and I'm saying they're like, "You just said what?" I'm like, "You missed the first half."
You don't get it.
And I tried to do crowd work there, and I was like, "How are the crabs?" They're like, "Fucking suck." I'm like, I'm sorry." They're like, "They're all legs. Like, what is this?" And I'm like, "Oh." So they called me in high school, all legs.
Yeah.
They're like, "Shut up."
Not the worst type of crabs you could get.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's like, of course. Yeah, I think of that now. Like, that could have been could have done the whole bit about that.
Yeah.
All you can eat crab.
Has there ever been? I mean, I assume there's some times where you think you would go well, you'd kill it, and then it's just totally not.
Oh,
but I guess maybe a better question is like, what's the worst bomb? Like, were there ever any where you just got 0 laughs? You usually always get like some, right?
Yeah, I always feel like the worst is that first show.
Okay.
As far as shows have gone, I've never had like a terrible show where like I bombed. I can't imagine getting booed. Like bombing is one thing, but getting booed, like oh my god.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I've done a show once where one of the audience members messaged me after the show and was like, "I hated your set. Like it was super racist." Oops. But like, it's just like, why? If that's the case. Like, if I'm genuinely getting up there like spewing racist shit, you stop me.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Like, if I say something insensitive, stop me. It's fine. I'm not gonna be like offended. Like, I feel like that's what you should do. Like, don't let me get up there and say if I'm saying something wrong, tell me. Heckle me. I don't care, but don't wait until after and be like,
Yeah, and you also get like, if you're doing like topics that are on a certain thing, like you're always gonna get some people who are
right. Yeah, it's never gonna 100% work. Yeah,
you can't really
pay
too much attention to them because
no, I never responded because it was like everyone else there, all the other black people there said I had a good set, so it's like why
exactly.
I'm just gonna go with the majority say.
Right, so you're going up to make people laugh, have a good time. It's like now you're going up to give like a
right. Hate speech.
Yeah, it's like
the joke that got her mad. I was talking about how when I was in college, my roommates were black and they gave me the N-word pass. Yeah, and I explained how that went. Obviously, I didn't say it.
Right.
And she was like, "You basically said it."
That's not even that. That's not even.
Come on. I was like, I had funny jokes in there.
That's
fine. I talked about how you can't say the word by itself. They make you use it in a sentence. Yeah. Like a ghetto spelling bee.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's
funny. That's
like,
fine. That's not.
There's a little wordplay there.
Yeah.
But I didn't say it like
exactly
like I went out there and said it for real.
Yeah. What about best show or best performance where you just killed it?
I feel like my best just like delivered performance was the first time I performed in front of my mom. Like I didn't stutter and everything. My delivery was like it was a little more animated. It was just like perfect. Like I'll watch it back and laugh at some of the jokes. Like, yeah, you say that's so funny. Yeah. But like I think the hardest I've ever crushed. I'm trying to think. What show? I'm trying to think. I know I had like a show that like made me super proud. I don't think it was that one because there wasn't too many people at the one my mom was at. Like it went well. It's just there wasn't that many people. But yeah, I did one and it was out in like Bayside, Queens, semi-recently, and it was a 10-minute set. I didn't know it was 10 minutes, so I got there. I thought it was gonna be 5 minutes. Yeah. Like right before I went out, they're like, "All right, you gotta do 10." And I'm like, "Shit. All right, well, gotta throw the boxing stuff in now." Yeah. And it went well. Like no one heckled me. The crowd was cool and receptive. Yeah, it was actually the first time I got paid. That was cool. That was really cool.
You know, something just came to mind, like because I've seen. I might have mentioned this to you. There's a guy who blew up. A few people I think you're seeing doing it now, but they're like day one fighting random people, until I get knocked out. Like that's a viral. Like everyone wants to see that.
Yeah.
I think, and you've seen a bunch of those where it'll be like day whatever, and maybe it's like some kid like day one trying to learn a backflip, and people like it because it's funny. It's a specific thing.
A journey.
You know what you're getting. It's a journey. I think you could maybe try doing something like. And the reason I thought of this is because I first thought like, oh, what if you just tried to do stand up in public, like you just brought like a mini little stage and you like brought your own mic just in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because then it's like a funny thing. It's like, oh, he's trying to do stand up in the middle of a mall. Like people are walking by. They're like, what is this? So you could do that on its own, and I think that would be a funny like video idea.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, today I'm going to the mall to try and do some stand up.
Day one, I'm trying to get people that.
And you could do like a full thing, or you could. Then I thought of okay, maybe it's like a daily, like day one, doing stand up at the mall until I get a crowd or until I get someone notices me, something like that.
Yeah.
Because
that's funny.
I think in general, like if you see something that's kind of different that stands out, and then ideally people follow along with it, like I don't know, maybe something like that. I think I could see doing well, like just because it's like people don't do that really.
For sure, yeah.
So you ask comedians like, oh, are you going and doing a little stage at the mall to talking to people as they walk by and like no one's watching, but maybe some people come by and look. It's like because that's not a setting you do comedy
for sure,
like, in the middle of the fucking mall.
Yeah.
But because of that, it's like a funny thing. It's interesting, and maybe you get some people, and it's I don't know. I feel like that could be something interesting.
There's one comic I haven't met him yet, but he goes around. He films videos on the subways, and he does that.
Yeah, something like that.
Full costume.
Yeah.
And like he bombs. Like no one ever listens.
Right, but it's funny to like
so
exactly.
Fun. Like he'll do like.
I think I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I've seen some.
He'll
of his
dress
videos.
up as like Jesus, and
exactly.
he'll do Jesus jokes. He'll dress up as the devil, do devil jokes. Like it's so funny, but like it's always bombing. I think that's why it's so funny.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Everyone likes to see it, and then it's bombing usually because the jokes are kind of funny. It's just like it's a weird setting.
It's the wrong crowd. Yeah.
But if you're filming, like people still see it, and it's like you could do it on the subway. You could do it like in the park or something.
Oh yeah. When I was down in Ocean City, I thought it'd be hilarious to do it on like the boardwalk.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a very like poppin' boardwalk. So if you're just sitting there and be like, "Yeah, look at that fat ass," I'm like, "What?" Like, just don't comedy.
Yeah. Comedy.
Yeah. Tip me, be like.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah, that's just funny. I think I do have to get.
Yeah.
But
where can people find you? You got any shows coming up?
So I have a show tomorrow. I'm sure it's not going to be out by then, but August 10th, I'm doing the 11 Laughs at Hellphone in Brooklyn. That's a really fun show I'm excited for. But besides that, I don't know if I've anything. Oh, no, I think I have a show out in Philly on August 30th.
Okay.
I think I just got added to that lineup, so I'm excited for that. That'll be my first show in Philly. I've done open mics out there, and the open mic scene in Philly is awesome, so I'm excited for the shows.
What about like social media?
Oh yeah, so Austyn Ray. My name is spelled funny. It's AUSTYN .RAY for my Instagram. But yeah, Austyn Ray. I should be the only Austyn Ray on every platform, so you should be able to find me.
There we go.
But yeah, this was fun. I appreciate this.
It's fun. I haven't done one of these in like a while. Last ones I did were last fall, and like I'll have a bunch of things I'll do, but I'll like focus on some at certain times. But ideally, I do this type of stuff where it's like I meet someone, it's cool. We just talk. Some of them I've done where I seek someone out specifically and like I like interview them, and those are fun. But I think it's cool to just talk to people.
Again, it's back to the sales thing. It feels like a little less authentic if you're like, I specifically want to talk to you for this reason.
Right.
Versus it's like you meet someone cool, you're like, oh, actually, let's record our next conversation.
Right.
It's awesome.
Or you're just hanging out. But yeah, this was cool. Best of luck with comedy and everything.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I was there for we went to like an open mic a week ago, and you did pretty good there.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I laughed at a few of them.
That was a different crowd.
Yeah, it was a different crowd, but like there was
a good crowd.
You could tell like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
Right.
Some were pretty
funny. That.
But yeah, best of luck with everything.
Yeah. Best of luck at you in the chess box. You're in Serbia.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Chess box.
So exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely be following following that. I see you're doing the day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I was doing that. I think I'm gonna like switch it up a little bit
Yeah.
because that works. But I heard an editor actually. I'm gonna try and start doing some where it's like, because I saw one guy do it and he like basically was doing the same thing as me, but like it was different.
Yeah.
But every video was kind of like a little story, as opposed to like the day whatever. Like people
Yeah.
can get into that, but if it's just like I woke up, I went, to the gym or whatever, it's like it's less engaging. Whereas it's like, oh, it's you talking about how you feel or how you're going through something, and it's you still go through the day, but just with eclipse.
Yeah.
Whereas the voiceover isn't, oh, I'm running now, I'm boxing now. It's like
lifting.
You're talking about some sort of. So I think I'm gonna try and start doing that. But yeah, I'm making videos on that. Yeah. Interviews I'll do like here and there. And kind of something I just like doing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man. All right. Best of luck with the show tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right. Come on with the trophy.
Boom, boom. All right. That's cool. I think